Someone here, 220 or 25. Who's got 220 to go away? I'll bet 10, thank you. I'll bet 12.
Victorian weaner sales kicked off in Hamilton on Monday. I've got Bernie Grant with me from the Hamilton Associated Agents. Bernie, 3,100 cattle here today, and it was a very strong market with very good inquiry from the feeders at the top end, and when they'd finished picking over the market, it opened up into a very good, solid, broad competition market.
Yeah, it certainly did, Murray. We saw today, on that lighter end, we saw northern buyers down that we haven't seen, some for 4 or 5 years, some haven't been here for 2 or 3, and those guys combined with the local competition, put those lighter end calves, comfortably 220 to 230 a kilo pretty much all day, so very solid on that bottom end. And as you said, the surprising thing was the top end and the weight in the calves and the consistency of the weight in the calves. It's noted that we've had a pretty tough spring here, but it didn't reflect in the cattle at all. The weight of the calves stacked up against last year, and even some people's drafts were, 20 or 30 kilos heavier than last year. So, testament to the breeding that's around in the Western.
Yeah, the heavy end of the calves, where you had 4 or 5 very strong operators going, Teys Charlton in particular, where they operated above 350. You lined up almost 6 sides of cattle that offered that sort of weight. Cattle that were making $750 to $800 and up to $914.
Yeah, that's right. Which was, cents per kilo. A lot of them were still making the $2.20, but comfortably, 210 to 220 easily on that heavy end of the cattle. Pleasing thing was there was probably a 5 to 8 cent premium on your EU cattle, and that was, I reckon, more predominant on the heavy end for the feeders. So that was really good. But yeah, like you say, you work out the weights of the cattle, a cents per kilo, and tap them out, and they do come out at some pretty good figures. So a lot of people will be happy. Their averages will be $100 to $150 better than last year, which is great.
Yeah. Interesting enough, on those EU cattle, very few of them stayed. I'll rephrase that. A lot of them stayed in the system. Where we haven't seen that, it's probably been about 30 or 40%, probably 80% today. Yeah,
exactly. And as we said, it was the feedlotters that kept them in. Once you got sort of around the 300 kilo on the EUs, cents per kilo, they were making the same money that the grass fellas that sort of compete at, so a lot of them didn't go into the system. But if we have these programs, we need them to work, and we need the cattle to go back into the program. So it's great for the industry to see that there is a reward there. It's certainly made a few people say, well, I might consider doing it. So that's great.
Hamilton weaner sales continue tomorrow with another black sale, and then you've got the Herefords next Wednesday, Thursday. So still plenty of action to happen here at Hamilton.
Oh, there certainly is, and I've been around quite a few of my clients, Hereford cattle, and I'll tell you what, it's the same as the blacks. There's not a lot of drop in weight this year, and the quality of the cattle is fantastic. And in the Herefords, more people are in the EU program in the Herefords because they needed to be to get that premium above the blacks. So it's going to be interesting to see if that consistency flows through and a lot of them stay in the system. So, that's going to be the interesting thing to see. But, it's certainly going to be a good yarding on Wednesday of Hereford cattle, and, there's going to be around 2,500, so it's going to be a fantastic yarding.
Certainly a buzz of confidence in the industry.
Well, there is, and, people need it after the season we've been through, and, with some of the prices we've been getting in latter years. So, it's great for the breeders that have stuck at it. They need a reward like this, so it's great to see it happen.